Hello. Backwards compatibility. MaximumRD actually posts a wonderful open tag on backwards compatibility, and I just had to respond. Backwards compatibility basically has been around since the first generation of consoles almost. I mean, look at the 2600. I mean, the 2600 was one of the first cartridge-based consoles that was just huge, and it had a huge library of games, and it even inspired cross-platform compatibility, like the ColecoVision with the I believe the Module 1 expansion was able to play Atari 2600 games, and the 7800, the Atari 7800 was actually able to play Atari 2600 games. In the Netherlands, most of the 7800 systems probably were only used to play 2600 games anyways, and actually the lots that show up on eBay in the Netherlands often only feature the console with 2600 games, so 7800 games here are rather sparse. Look at the Atari range of home computer systems. The Atari 8-bit home computer line pretty much is backwards compatible, which is a good thing, because people who invested in software were able to use it for a prolonged period of time over various platforms. So that it's not a bad thing. What else? Well, Commodore 64. Commodore with the VIC-20, and the Commodore 64, they broke compatibility with the PET line of home computer or computer systems, and that didn't fare too well for them. So they opted to include a Commodore 64 mode in the 128K Commodore 128. And with the +4 and the C16, look what that brought. I mean, these systems tanked. They were just not mainstream computers, basically because they were lacking backwards compatibility, and they had they had limited memory. Even despite the fact that they actually had some superior capabilities, like more colors. Backwards compatibility, I mean, we've seen that in Nintendo consoles. Actually, the SNES console, the SNES console, was actually designed with backwards compatibility in mind. I believe the central processing unit is actually able to run 6502 code, the same processor that's in the NES, but somehow they really didn't put out some sort of power-based converter like Sega with the Mega Drive and Master System, and well, backwards compatibility, cross-platform compatibility, it has been around for a long time, especially in the earlier incarnations of consoles. The thing is that the game industry tends to focus only on the here and now. They don't care about longevity. Longevity. I'm not sure I know how to write it, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry, not a native speaker here. They don't care about the longevity of their games. They just want to be able to resell it. And I thought it was great that the 360 actually offered some sort of backwards compatibility for the older Xbox games, because that way my old library of games was still worth playing, and it wasn't worthless. Especially since the most newer consoles with their optical media and which are prone to disk reading errors and stuff, it's more of an investment. From a user point of view, I think being able to play the older games on newer consoles is actually a good thing, because it somehow protects your investment in the game. But since gaming companies are moving away from ownership of the game, or owning the game on a specific medium, they just don't care. They just want to resell and resell the same games. And that's actually quite infuriating in a way, because when you look at the PlayStation 2, the backwards compatibility of the PlayStation 2 is PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 3 originally featured PlayStation 2 and 3 backwards compatibility. They put it in, and then they took it out. and then you really get me upset, because why the hell would you take it out? Probably because people, you know, it was more expensive. People don't want to have it in their systems, I'm not sure. The thing is, back then they told us like it couldn't be done. In software, you know, people were asking, well, could you do a software mode on the PlayStation 3? And they told us no, it could not be done and stuff. And now they are actually selling Electronic Arts Need for Speed Most Wanted in PlayStation 2 downloadable format on the PlayStation 3 network. I actually bought it just to see how well it performed and how it compares to the original. It's really the same game, and software backwards compatibility is possible on the PlayStation 3. Now, my PC reads PlayStation 2 discs. I can actually use an emulator to play my PlayStation 2 discs, which is a great thing. I would like to have that option available on my PlayStation 3 as well. I don't want to pay for the games that are already owned. I mean, it makes sense, you know, offering downloadable PlayStation 1 games, make them available on the PSP or the PS Vita, because, you know, these systems are not physically capable of loading in the medium. The PlayStation 1 discs were heavily copy protected. The PlayStation 3 is able to read those. There is, well, they can, I mean, it's balls, monkey balls, if they tell me that the PlayStation 3 isn't able to read PlayStation 2 DVD discs. It can be done. If it's not in hardware, then it's in software. So just put it back, man. Put it back in software and let people decide whether or not they want to be able to play their own discs. I mean, I have downloaded imports. I mean, the Sony network has made available shoot 'em ups that are very hard to come by over here. I bought those. I like those. I mean, and someday I'm gonna get the real physical media for that. But yeah, I'll buy those. And so introducing backwards compatibility to the ease of use for the users does not exclude the sale of downloadable backwards compatible games. But it seems like a lot of companies are really very hell-bent on pissing more non-casual gamers off. They tend to lump every type of video game playing together, and they say, you know, game playing on a console, casual gameplay on a cell phone is the same. It isn't. Backwards compatibility is not the same for all. It does not prevent people from buying older games as downloads. I say put it in, I say it's important, and I don't give a damn. Well, I'm not sure. Mike signing off, and I'll be back with another video soon. Oh yeah, and I'm going to be in the United States for the next week. I'm visiting Philadelphia, and yeah, I hope I'll have a blast. Okay, Mark signing off, and I'll be back with another video soon.